Hey guys, welcome back. So, as preppers, you probably have people in your life, if they know that you're prepping, that either mock you or ask you, what are you prepping for? What are you prepping for, the end of the world, zombie apocalypse? Like, why are you doing this? And I know what I'm prepping for. I'm prepping for the known, and I'm prepping for the unknown. You know, there's things that you don't know if they're going to happen, but you know that they could happen. I'm in Florida, right on the coast. A hurricane could very likely happen. A tidal wave could happen. A war could happen. All these things, societal collapse, inflation, job loss, injury, all of these things could happen. So I'm prepping for those things. But I'm also prepping for things that were promised to happen. And I'm talking biblical things. So we know that we're going to come on hard times, right? We should be preparing for those hard times. The Bible says, for he who endures to the end will be saved. Key word, endures. That doesn't mean that everything's going to be peachy and rosy until the end. That means that we're going to endure things. That means we're going to go through things. We're going to go through hard times. I do not expect things to be easy and then to be raptured up and gone. I'm not going to argue about rapture doctrine, because not even the people who are the most studied in rapture doctrine know, you know, whether it's going to be pre, mid, post tribulation. But I believe that we will go through hard times. That's just my stance on things. We're going to go through really hard times. If you think we're in hard times, or you have been through hard times, no matter how hard your life has been, it's going to get tougher. And I believe that we have to go through that. And we have to endure it. And we have to remain faithful through it. A lot of people think that if you're prepping, that you have no faith that God will provide. And I know with absolute certainty, because he always has, that God will provide. He absolutely will come through. If you have faith and you believe that, you will be provided for. God is very, very good. But you have to do your part. Do you live in a house and expect that your rent is going to be paid without showing up to work? Probably not, right? Are you faithless because you show up to work to make money to pay your rent? No. You just know that you got to pull your part. You got to do your part. And it's the same with prepping. You know that something's happening. Something's going to go down. Something's coming. You got to do your part. Do what you can. Just be faithful to put some stuff back for your family. Anyway, that is not what this whole video is going to be about. But regardless of your spirituality, your religion, your faith, regardless, do you not feel that things are going in the wrong direction? Do you not feel that need, that instinct to prepare for something, whether it be inflation, whether it be civil unrest, whether it be market collapse, supply chain disruptions? I mean, all sorts of things going on. Even if you don't believe in the Bible at all, you've got to see what's coming, and hopefully that mama bear, Papa Bear instinct is kicking in, and you're preparing for your family. You know, like if you were a mother and you had this feeling, okay, maybe your child's in the other room and you just have this feeling for no reason at all. There was no indication, but you just feel like you got to go in the other room and check on your child. And then maybe they have a toy and they're shoving it down their throat and they're about to choke on it. And you just had this instinct to go in there and check on them. It's kind of like that. If you're hearing the calling, please listen to it and please start preparing for your family. Nothing against the dads, but there are a lot of mama bears and a lot of grandma bears out there prepping for their family right now, and I'm so proud of you. A lot of you that are watching my channel are mothers and grandmothers and fathers and grandfathers, and you're prepping for your family because you have that instinct. There is a deep, deep instinct, I think especially within mothers, to care for their children, care for their grandchildren, and care for others. And so if you're receiving this message and you have this instinctual feeling inside of you, whether it's spiritual or not, if something is telling you to prepare and something is coming, please heed that warning. Please listen to it. Listen to your instincts. There's a reason you're getting that message, and it's a good idea, if you haven't started already, at least start putting food back and keep putting food back. Okay, so this is kind of a story analogy. I don't know what it's called. There's a guy on a roof and the water is rising around him. I don't know if it's a flood, there's a hurricane, storm surge, something like that, but he's on the roof of a house and the water is rising and rising, and a little boat comes up and says, "Hey, hop on, I'm here to save you." And he's like, "No, no, no, God will take care of me. God will save me." And the water keeps rising and rising. And then a helicopter comes and they're like, "Grab the rope, we'll save you, we'll save you." And he's like, "No, no, no, God's got this. God's gonna save me." And then the water keeps rising and rising. And one more person tries to come to save this guy. And he's like, "No, God's got this." And then the water comes up and covers his head and drowns him. And he's flailing his arms trying to save himself. And he said, "God, why didn't you save me?" And God said, "I did. I sent 3 people to try to save you." That's what prepping is like. Because I might be one of those people in the boat saying, "Hey, hey, prepare." And you're like, "No, no, God's got this. God's going to save me." So just take that for what it's worth. I'm sure I told the story wrong, but you're going to receive signals and messages in all sorts of ways. Just heed those warnings and do what you can. Me, as a single mom, I know for darn sure that I'm not going to be depending on anybody else to provide for me. I can count on 2 people, me and God, and that's it. And that's just what it is. So as a responsible single mother, I have to prep. It would be unwise of me not to put money back, not to put food back, not to have health insurance, not to have dental insurance, not to live frugally so that I can provide if something were to happen. I'm the only one. And if everything goes wrong, then I will depend on God, but I'm doing my part. And please, please do not be under the illusion that the government is going to save you and the government is going to protect you and provide for you. That's not going to happen. Don't count on that. So I'm just doing what I believe that I was told to do and what I feel is the responsible thing to do. If there was a hurricane and power went out all over the grocery stores and they had to dispose of all the refrigerated stuff and everybody cleared out the stores of water, gas, food, top ramen, and the stores were cleared out, and it was, let's say it was a really bad hurricane, power was out for 2, 3, 4 weeks, which is likely to happen. Grocery stores will be cleared out. How long can I survive in my house? How long is my son gonna eat after that happens? A good long time. Long enough to get us through the disaster. So that's what I'm prepping for. To know that I'm not gonna go hungry, my son's not gonna go hungry, and we're not gonna go without. As long as I can possibly control that situation and make it more livable, that's what I'm going for. To ease the pain. So basically what I want to say is know what you're preparing for, hold your stance, and stand firm in what you believe, and just keep on prepping on. I'll see you in the next video.